Based on the target audience for other indie rock magazines, the target audience for my magazine is 15 to 24 year olds, 70% male and 60% ABC1s. This is my audience profile, which shows some of the things that the readers of Y magazine might be interested in. These are all items of subcultural capital, as said by Sarah Thornton 1995, which represent the subculture, as said by Dick Hebdige 1979, of indie rock fans. Based on this audience profile, here's a list of advertisers which would appear in my magazine. Some of these reflect the fact that the audience has an interest in music, such as Gibson guitars, and others reflect the fact that the audience has a lot of disposable income, such as Sony Vaio, as my target audience is mostly made up of 15 to 24 year old ABC1s. Here's my description of the typical reader of Y magazine, an example of the imaginary entity theory, as said by Yen Ang in 1991. My whole target audience is reflected through the description of one imaginary person. I attracted my audience by using models which represented the target audience, i.e. 15 to 24 year old males. I also included a competition to win a Sony Vaio laptop with Cubase music software, an example of institutional convergence, as said by Rich Gordon 2003, which reflects both the target audience's interest in music and the fact that they have the most disposable income. This is an example of an item with subcultural capital, as said by Sarah Thornton 1995. In terms of address, the cover lines and contents page of my magazine use the teacher-to-pupil mode of address, as they're informative, whereas the article on my double-page spread uses the peer-to-peer mode of address, as it's chatty, informal and colloquial. The house style colours of my magazine, yellow, red and black, have rebellious connotations, which reflect the genre and make the magazine instantly recognisable in a shop as an indie rock magazine. As well as this, the photo on my double-page spread is a low-angle shot, which typically connotes power and dominance. This is an example of the ideal self theory, said by Carl Rogers 1980, as the artist can be seen as a role model to the reader. The front cover and double-page spread photos also include direct gaze, connoting a connection with the reader. So I attracted my audience using different modes of address, through the photos I used, and also through the products that are advertised in the magazine.